Hello and welcome to Literary Senses. The idea behind this podcast is to help you see literature with fresh eyes and sharpen your writing through the greatest ideas in literary theory. Whether you're a student, a writer, or just someone who loves words, this series will take you on a journey through time. From ancient Greece to postmodernism, breaking down very big and complicated ideas and showing you how to actually use them in your reading and writing. And where better to begin than right at the very beginning? Let's rewind over 2000 years to ancient Greece, if I may. It was a time of great philosophers, towering ideas, and yes, very strong opinions about poetry. Our first theorist, Plato. Now you may know Plato for the Republic or as the student of Socrates, but what many forget is Plato was also the first literary critic in the Western tradition. So what did Plato think about literature? Well, I think it's safe to say Plato did not trust poets, not at all. In fact, in his perfect society, he wanted to banish them, ban them, even execute them. There are rumors about it. And why? Because according to Plato, poetry and all literature for that matter was mimesis. What mimesis means is a mere imitation of reality. I know it's a little complicated, let me break it down. So, what was reality for Plato? First and foremost, reality was the world of ideal forms, where truths are unchanging. And what we see around us is a pale reflection of those ideals. So that's the world we are living in, which is already a copy of that ideal world where truths are unchanging. And art then becomes a copy of a copy according to Plato. It's too far from the truth to be trusted. So when a poet writes about love, war, justice, Plato felt that they weren't revealing the truth. They were feeding illusions, they were stirring up emotions and potentially leading people astray. Now, so what were his concerns? Of course, some of these we have already discussed, but why do they matter? So Plato believed literature could be morally dangerous. It could encourage irrational emotions, it will undermine reason or logic, and it would spread false ideas. That's why he was so against poets and poetry. He wanted the guardians of his republic to be rational thinkers, people who are not swayed by poetic fancy. It sounds harsh, right? I know it does. But here's the twist. Plato's harsh critique opened the door for 2000 years of debate about what literature is, what it should do, and whether it should aim to educate, entertain, or reveal truth. Even today, when we talk about whether a book is harmful or whether a book is uplifting, we are actually echoing Plato's dilemma. So what can you do as a writer or reader? What can you take away from Plato? First and foremost, ask questions. How does this text make me feel? And why? Second, examine truth versus illusion. Is the story hiding reality or is the story revealing the truth? And third, reflect on responsibility. What kind of impact can words really have? Even if you don't agree with Plato, his challenge remains powerful. Don't just read, think. Don't just write, understand your influence. I hope this video has given you some insight into how Plato thought about literature, about poetry, and what was his reasoning based on. Next episode, we'll meet Plato's star student, Aristotle, a much more famous name in the modern tradition, who completely disagreed with his teacher and argued that literature can teach, it can inspire, and even purify the soul. Literature students, catharsis is coming your way. If Plato was the critic, Aristotle was the defender, and so the debate begins. Stay tuned, subscribe, and follow our YouTube channel and this podcast for weekly episodes that take theories off the shelf and put it right in your toolkit.